Uncensored. Unregular radio.
Back live, two hotheads.
Where activism happens.
On Unregular radio.
And it's happening all around us. We got boycotts to attend. We have protests. We have places to donate money to the Rolling Jubilee. And we have articles, glossy, fancy, full articles in the Boston Phoenix this week.
Yeah, we made the big time, and we don't even get into it until the end of the show because there's so much other stuff going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was now.
No,
So
we're going to do that
excited.
later in a few minutes.
Damn it.
We'll get to that.
All right.
We were in the paper in the Phoenix
Pretty
a lot.
big deal. It's a pretty big deal.
All right. We'll get to that a little later. We got someone else here who was just giving you a hard time about your birthday party.
Yeah, we were arguing about it.
He's a special guest. He's a regular on the show.
Very
We've been
special.
on his show now.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Election
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
OBR radio host, Frank Capone.
Yeah,
Hello, hello.
welcome.
Thanks for
Welcome,
having me.
Frank.
You got something big going on.
Yeah.
This coming Saturday, right?
Absolutely. This Saturday, November 24th, we're going to have our next nationwide End the Wars, End the Fed protest. This is the first time that we're going to be joining together the End the Wars and the End the Fed movement.
I love this.
And it's something that's really important, because these wars wouldn't be able to happen without the elastic money that the Federal Reserve makes possible by creating money out of thin air.
Do you think the Fed kind of causes the wars?
I mean, the people who own the Fed are the people who directly profit from the wars, so you might be able to say that.
I would think so. I think it's a great. I love that you guys take it to the next level. End the wars and the Fed. Is that
And the wars and the Fed.
Wow.
Absolutely.
simple.
So
yeah.
what, you guys did we've talked about this. We covered it. We were there with the last audit the Fed where you served notice at the Federal Reserve building. What is happening this time? Is it a very similar type of idea? Start time? What's happening?
The start time is 12 noon. We're going to meet at Parkman Bandstand just like last time. And this time we're focusing on getting out, talking to the public, and collecting petitions. We have a very short window before this lame duck session of Congress ends, and we need to force Senator Harry Reid to bring S-202 to the floor to vote before we have to go through the entire process all over again, which means getting it through the House and then putting it through the Senate.
Without Ron Paul.
Without Ron Paul there to back it up.
So this
without
is big.
Dennis Kucinich there to back it up.
Yeah, this is big. Oh, is Kucinich gone too?
I think pretty sure Kucinich is out of there, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
this sucks. I mean, Harry Reid, how can you let this opportunity pass? You talked about this for years,
Yeah.
Harry Reid.
You can YouTube Harry Reid in the Fed, and there is numerous videos of him, hours of video of him talking about how we needed to open the books at the Fed, we need to audit the
What's
Fed.
his excuse now, though? Because,
Well-
I mean, this election's gone by. Why won't he?
Well, it's because it got turned into a Republican issue. When auditing the Fed got put onto the Republican platform, it became a Republican issue. And so now he's just, sticking it to the Republicans by not allowing it to come to the floor and not allowing them to have a quote-unquote victory in the Senate.
What happened to, Bill Clinton? Because, Bill Clinton was kind of famous for taking Republican issues and making them more Democratic issues. He put a spin on things. What? I don't get that. Harry Reid, you know how popular this is. I think you think it is the right thing because you spoke on it for so long, I hope. Why don't you turn it into a Democratic issue? What?
Well, we
what
have
is
to
the
force,
hang up?
we have to force him to do it, And so our goal is to march through the streets of Boston, educating the public along the way, and we'd like to collect 1,000 signatures.
And so these are basically signatures that get sent to him to say, "Hey, we want you to pass this bill." Harry.
Absolutely. So
Awesome.
That's fantastic. Let's hear it for that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And there's also something else too. You guys have organized a big shindig out there.
That's right. That's right. That's
At
true.
a nice, awesome location. I love this place.
Yep, the Rosebud in Somerville.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah, that's
right down on the red line. We're working right
Davis
now
Square.
in Davis Square. Yep, we're working right now on trying to organize some transportation there for folks who need it. We've raised some money for this, so we might be able to get a small little passenger van to ferry people there that aren't too familiar with the T, because we've got people coming from Maine, We've got people coming from Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire. So this is a New England thing. I mean, we've been working on this for 5 years. This is my 5th year organizing in the Fed protests, and it's going to be the biggest one yet because people are more and more people are waking up to what the Fed really is and understanding that our government doesn't control our money, that private banks control our money, and so you might think that, oh, well, the Federal Reserve is part of the government. No, that's not completely true. The National Fed, the one that's in Washington, is a quasi-government organization. However, the 12 member banks like the Boston Fed and the New York Fed, Cincinnati Fed, Chicago, down the list, are run by the same people who you bailed out or who the Fed bailed out.
I know.
Right.
So you're talking about Bank of America, you're talking about Citigroup, you're talking about Douche Bank. I mean, even people like Harley Davidson got bailed out.
I know.
Harley Davidson's getting your money.
And that's why I say like Walmart is part of the Fed system. They're printing. They're releasing credit. They do credit out of thin air, and they give it to their customers, just like all the like Honda and Ford,
Yep.
and all of these are that we've ruined our economy with this banking scheme. Number one, and the thing is, when you look at the top Federal Reserve banking system in New York, look at who's actually on that board. The gentleman that runs Chase Manhattan Bank, I'm losing his name, Jamie Dimon. This guy made the most money. Like his companies, he's the guy who they took the money from MF Global, who stole money from farmers. They took the money from AIG for the bailouts. Like these are the people running our economy. We're allowing a private corporation to run our economy, to run our money, to run our financing system, and they make the decisions. There's no accountability. There's nobody. The president can't even control this guy.
Well, no, there's no accountability.
There's none.
There's no oversight.
They're writing the checks and they're cashing the checks. The same private. I mean, when you look at Chase Manhattan Bank, they're writing and cashing their own fucking checks from our money that we should own. Mm-hmm. And if you look at other places like Iceland, who went belly up, and then they decided to do it the right way and run their own money through the citizens owning a piece of it. And if you look at like the State Bank of North Dakota, the citizens actually own their own bank.
Yep.
They're doing well.
That's right.
But the rest of us that are tied into the central control banking, this fiat money, which is the Federal Reserve is one of the biggest ones of all, we're fucked.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because the Federal Reserve, its tentacles don't just, stretch across America. We're talking about, the World Bank. We're talking about the International Monetary Fund. All these organizations are intertwined with one another, and our money is being used to subjugate people all around the world. And it has to stop, and it's not going to stop until we, as a nation, as a community, start working on alternative forms of currency, bartering systems, Ithaca hours,
I'm so glad you're saying that, Frank.
I mean, no, it's true.
No, it's true because but as an activist myself on this issue, I get very concerned. Like, are we doing too many rallies? Are we doing too many marches? Shouldn't we just pull out of the system and create our own currency?
Yeah, well,
or at least if absolutely bartering and other types of currency are amazing, but at least being more conscious about the money, where we are spending the money that we spend to put into the system. I mean, ultimately, taxes and stuff all funnels it back to some sort of corrupt channel. But if you're supporting local businesses and the local economy, there's definitely something to be said about that.
Absolutely, and buying local is very important. Like myself, I don't go to Starbucks. I go to Mr. Coffee Roasters right downtown.
Right.
In my town. I go to the bookstore that's in my town.
Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a hypocrite drinking my Wendy's right now. That's it is tough.
I mean, you do the best you can. I mean, none of us, we're activists and we like to take the high road and like to, try to do the right thing when we can. But nobody's perfect.
And I think
we all do the best we can.
I think a lot of this too is like education, planting the seed, so people even know they're even aware of it, so that when you do go to a Wendy's or a Walmart, you actually think about it. Maybe you do feel a little guilty. Maybe you do try to go somewhere else. Maybe you do try not to use U.S. dollars. Like if I ever became a weed grower kingpin, I would try to do barter trade for weed. Everyone wants the weed, right?
Yeah.
Let's trade it for anything but U.S. dollars.
Do you want
cut wood?
Yeah. I can
I'll
do
trade
that.
you a
I'll sing
car.
some
I'll trade you a
songs.
car for some weed.
Well, that's the thing. It's like how much longer can this monetary system last? Because the Federal Reserve has inflated our currency since 1913 more than 2,000%. So something that cost $20 in 1913 now is worth $435. That's how much it would cost you to buy something for the equivalent of $20
Crazy.
in 1913. You know, so if our currency has been devalued, if the value of the dollar has been devalued more than 95%, which is just about 10% every single year since it's existed. So it's been around for
The
about
inflation they don't tell you about.
99 years right now, you know? And they print the money. Well, they don't print the interest, you know? And so once that inflation point reaches 100%, you know, what's our money worth? What's our money worth? You might as well, you know, like the Weimar Republic, bring the wheelbarrow full of money, someone dumps the money, they take the wheelbarrow. So at some point we're going to have to make that choice to find other means of doing business with one another, because this system isn't going to last forever. You know, there's only so long that you can keep this lie alive.
It's so true. Well, thank you, Frank, for
Thanks for having me.
for
I
giving
appreciate
us the
being on
info.
show.
You bring the
Rock.
passion on it, and I can't wait. This is another event that I am guaranteed to be at. So this is high noon.
High noon,
It
baby.
starts at the Parkman Bandstand, the Boston Commons, second stage for the Freedom Rally.
That's right.
And then it walks over, marches over, probably about what, 1, 2 o'clock
Yeah, probably about 1 o'clock.
to Faneuil Hall.
Through Downtown Crossing, down Faneuil Hall, and then up Atlantic Ave. So everyone come out, everyone be there. If we got enough people, we can take one lane at Atlantic Ave and make our voices heard.
and
So
bring cameras,
Yeah.
bring cameras, signs,
Friends.
bullhorns,
yeah, bullhorns,
friends,
drums. We need
drums.
music.
Yeah,
Like,
drums.
if a jazz band is listening, come. We
Yeah.
want you to lead the way.
Yeah. Maybe we can get little
Horns,
War Twins at the
drums, you know,
encore.
whatever you got, bring it on out.
Yeah, and you are so right too. Like, people are waking up on this issue. People are more aware than ever before about the truth of the true economic system
Yeah.
that exists here and how unfair it really is. Well, that's what we do. That's what this event's all about, is getting the word out. And,
Absolutely, you know.
that's something that we're always going to support. And I thank you for doing this and bringing it up to me today, because I forgot all about it, that it was next week. And Frank, thank God, had the you know.
Shameless self-promotion. Hey, Mike, can I get in your
Even
show
beyond that,
today?
just a call. I needed that call. I would have been pissed if I missed this.
Yep. So,
So-
we're going to be there 12 o'clock Saturday, November 24th. Be there, be square. The after party is going to be at the Rosebud in Davis Square in Somerville. That starts at 5.
Was that
Yeah.
21 plus?
It is 21 plus. It's going
Tell
to.
us who's playing, because I know there's a lot of good acts.
We've got a Minor Revolution.
Wow.
The Stilts. Mata Music is going to be there. They're pretty cool. You check them out. We got J. Roy and Denali.
Wow.
They're going to be there. So we've
Wow, that's
got
pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got a hip hop flavor going on.
Denali,
Yeah, so it's going to be real good. We got free pool all night there. It's going to go from 5 to 9. They got free dots, cheap pictures of PBR, good food.
Yeah, the Rosebud's awesome.
Yeah, Davis
We're at-
Square. You got to love it.
I gotta get a shameless self promotion in there for actually we're gonna be playing at the Rosebud in 2 weeks for Greg Runge's show from Unregular Radio is having us and Amber Ladd and a bunch of other really cool bands playing at the Rosebud on the 30th. So check
It's a hidden
that out,
jewel.
too.
Hidden jewel.
It really is. It's like the coolest venue.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous because I lived in Somerville for a year, 2 years, and never actually went inside, and I always wanted to. I went to the diner part, and I was like, oh, this place. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I was thinking, but it was not what I was maybe anticipating. And then one of my friends was like, oh, let's go check out what's happening at the Rosebud. It happened to be like 90s night, like karaoke battle, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in heaven. I sang No Scrubs and won a basket full of like Tamagotchis and was so happy.
Nice.
And I was like, why haven't I been here every day for
Yep.
the rest of my life? So yeah, check out the Rosebud, check out and the Fed and the war and the Fed. Just fuck the bullshit. That's
And
what
the wars and the Fed. Where can on Facebook? You have a Facebook page, right?
We do have a
Where can
Facebook
people
page.
find out more info? On this?
You can search on Facebook, Nationwide and the Wars and the Fed, and then just put in Boston with that, and that'll bring you to our Facebook page. And then there's links to go to from that to the after party page, and yeah, that's the best way to get in contact with this. There's also auditthefed.com. You can go and get more information about the Fed and what they're doing to destroy this country. And I hope you go check it out, and I hope you make it down to the rally.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
And you also do Occupy Boston Radio, OBR-FM.
OBR.FM.
What is
yep.
that? Wednesday? No, Tuesday.
Tuesday nights from 7:30 to 9:30. We're talking the real news, so we talk about news stories that are in the mainstream media that are being distorted, or stories that aren't in the mainstream media that are being buried. And we give our spin on them and what we think is really going on. And we just started. We've been doing it about a month, and we had an awesome show that you guys came out to.
Yes, that was great.
That we really appreciated. With Vermin
Vermin
Supreme was there, and it was a great night. It was a great election night, and hopefully we can do that again.
Thank you
sometime.
for having us on there too, and thank you for always doing the work and the activism and being a good friend. And I can't wait. I can't wait till next Saturday. I'll have my video camera, and I can't wait to see you on the bullhorn, because you kill it. You're killing it on that bullhorn with passion and humor, and you're just a great man. I love you, Frank.
Oh, thank
I
you.
want to give you a big
Come
kiss.
on. Come
Sweet
on.
little
My brother in the
Brother
he's
from
another
another
one of my
mother.
brothers in the movement here. All kinds of
It's true
movement.
though. It's true though. You know, you rarely get the total package of someone who can be righteous and filled with righteous rage and also have a great sense of humor.
Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously, much love for you, Frank. Every
Thank you,
single
guys.
time you come in, we have a good
Thank
time.
you.
And thanks for having us on your show. We'll definitely be back, I'm sure, at some point in the future. OBR.com, right?
Yep, that's right. That's
there
right.
We go. Occupy Boston Radio.
.fm.
.fm.
See, I just want to agree with you guys, 'cause you guys are so awesome too. You know.
We got to take a break now. We're going to come back. Actually, I guess we're getting a message that Valerie Vanderpaan can't make it today. She's covering Harvard versus Yale. She's a reporter journalist, and she got really busy on this deadline. She's trying to squeeze it in. She just sent me a text that anyone that wants to send her questions about the article can send her a message through Twitter, which you can find on the article. You can find her Twitter right there in the Phoenix. So if you have any questions on the article, I guess Harvard just won the football game, so Yale lost. But we have Nikki Smokes in the studio, and we're going to talk to her about the article in the Phoenix that Valerie did write, because it was excellent, and her husband Tommy was featured in it. So we're gonna come back with our last break and talk about the article, and then say goodbye to everyone.
All right. Do we have to say goodbye?
I know it's been a great week, hasn't it? Big
I
show.
don't want to.
And sing happy birthday. The last thing we gotta do.
Bowling with me.
We gotta sing happy birthday to Heather too.
Yeah, you do.
So if any callers want to sing happy,
And
have any special? Maybe Alex will call in. Yeah, can Alex call in and sing
you
happy
don't want to
birthday?
hear Alex sing. Love you, baby.
We'll see if there's any potential rap stars out there. You know how some of the rappers call in sometimes want to do an audition. If you can do happy
Impress
birthday to
me.
Heather, let's see it.
All right, cool. 2 hotheads where activism happens. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Can you feel the pain? I can feel it too. It's inhumane how the government is doing you and how they doing me. This is our history. It's right in front of you, but still remains a mystery. All the cover-ups to take away our liberties and slowly trying to take away the rights that God has given me. We had a president that wanted no more secrecy. Them Secret Service murdered him and wrapped it up till leaks released. I want this evil ceased. Do you want the same? Or would you rather see the earth engulfed in Satan's flame? I wish to God for change, but no, the choice is ours. If we don't take to action before the choice is gone, then we deserve any fate that we are given. And the hell on earth they painted for us soon will be the vision. What the fuck's it gonna take for y'all to listen? It's time for you to make a damn decision. I don't know why, but every time I look to the sky, I seem to feel a tear come to my eye. I wanna cry because everyone is living a lie and acting like we shouldn't fight to survive. I'd rather die, cause I'd rather fail in life on my own than feel the same doing what I was told. Just set me free, so it's the way that God intended it be. A patriot is what's expected of me.